Rix is an R package that leverages the Nix package manager and allows you to build per project reproducible development environments. These environments can have R packages, Python packages, development environments like RStudio, Positron, VS Code, and so on. You can use them to work on your projects. You can use them to run your code inside of Docker containers or on continuous integration. And you can also use them to work interactively. This is the website of Rix, where you can find a lot of documentation on how to use it best, but I think that the best way to understand how Rix works is with a demo. So I have here my terminal, and on this computer here, I don't have RStudio installed. So if I try to run R, so I don't have RStudio nor R, nor Positron nor anything. If I try to run R, I'm invited by my operating system to install R. But what I do have, even though I don't have R, is I have Nix. So because I have Nix, I can now run a command that will drop me into a temporary shell with R and Rix. So where do I find this command? In the README, if you go to Quick Start for returning users, you will find here this command that you can use. So let's just copy it and let's just paste it. And so this is going to drop me in a temporary shell with R and Rix available. Okay, so here it is. Now, what do I have in this project over here? So if I just look at the files, I have here this renv R script. Okay, so this is the script that will that contains the Rix code to generate my environment. So let's take a look at it. Let me cat into it. And of course, if you have an editor, you can do that within your editor, but for the purposes of this demo, I'll do it in my terminal. So if I look at this script, what I have here is I first load Rix, and then I have a call to this function. I have a date, so this will give me the R packages and the R version as of this date. I have several R packages over here. I have, so I'm installing the development version of Rix. I'm installing the development version of RixPress. I will talk about it more in the next video. And then I even install Python and some Python packages for this project. And I also add the Positron development environment, or IDE. So how do I use that? Well, now that I'm in this temporary Nix shell here, I can actually start R. If you see now, R is the R version inside of the Nix store. And now that I'm inside of R, I can simply source my script. And this will create a file called defaultnix. Let's take a look at it. Let me leave, and let me also leave my shell. So now you see I have this new file, default.nix, that was generated by Rix. Let's look into it, but this is Nix code. You don't need to learn it to understand it. It's a nice programming language, and if you're interested in languages, why not learn it? But if you're just interested in reproducible development environments, you don't really need to look at it and care about it. But this is now, this expression now, this default.nix file is now used by Nix to build the shell as defined, or the environment as defined in this file. So if I run nix build default.nix, and if I run the code, this will now install the software and will make this environment available to me. So the installation process is done. Now, how do I use that? Well, I just need to drop into my shell by calling nix shell. So if you are used, for example, to virtual environments in Python, this is similar to activating an environment. So let me run this. And I will be dropped in this shell where I have R, where I have Python as well. As you see, this is also the Python, and I also have access to Positron. So I can even start Positron, okay? And here it is. So I'm recording this on just, so I need to resize the window a little bit. There you go. So this is now positron, okay? And, you know, I have over here my different, so this is the R, and, you know, I can also start my Python, and I can now, you know, work with that interactively as normal. The big advantage of using RIX and nix is that now this default.nix file that I have here, I can put that into, just transfer that to another computer, and my coworkers will have exactly the same environment. I can put that inside of a Docker image, and the Docker container will run exactly the same environment. I can put that on GitHub Actions, on continuous integration, and it will be exactly the same environment. So I hope that you found this interesting, and if you did, watch the next video about RIXPress.